Hello Year 10, this is a quick screencast to review expectations or the pro for the coming exam this week. So this is the practice paper that you've been given in class, and I'll just be reviewing it in the electronic form to go through a few of the steps with you. The first thing that you will note is the time requirements. You have 15 minutes reading time and 2 hours writing time. Now this will be practice for the end of your exam because you will need the full 15 minutes. But what you can do with that in this instance is to use it to carefully read the prompts that you have been given to decide what you're going to write on and how you want to plan your response out. You'll have to do that in your head because you are not allowed to pick up a pen until 9:15. All right, this book is organized as follows. You are to write in blue or black pen. You are permitted to bring into the examination room pens, pencils, highlighters, erasers, sharpeners, rulers, and an English dictionary. I'd highly recommend you bring one of these. You are not permitted to bring in blank paper, whiteout, or any other correction or fluid tape. No calculators also. There are two parts, a text response, and this should say comparative response. Hold on, let's see if it's doing it. All right, it should say comparative response. That should be a 2, and that will be a 1. And it's the same, it's correct on your final exam because I've printed those off. It's 4 pages long. The criteria is on the last page if you want to have a look over it. You need to write your name on the cover here and then on each piece of paper that you use during this assessment. And I would also suggest you number them as well so it's a clear order. That should also say comparative response. Once you're finished, it will be in a booklet format, so just put all your pages inside the booklet, hand it up. Make sure you've written your teacher's name at the top, or at least the initials. So Miss Trotman is JT, Miss Stevenson is CS, and Mrs. Brown is SBN. And then they'll divide them up accordingly. Okay, so Section A, text response. Instructions for Section A. Section A requires students to complete one analytical expository piece of writing in response to one topic, so either 1 or 2, on selected text. Indicate the text you've selected, so you need to write this prompt at the top of your first blank page, put your name on the top and number that page. And then you're going to start writing, obviously, when you've got that opportunity. You need to develop a sustained response to the text. Your response must be supported by close reference to an analysis of the help. So you need to have a bank of quotes in your mind that you can use. Today in class, we suggested a number of ways you might learn those. You might have study cards. You might have a page of notes that you've written them out on. You might record yourself saying them on your phone and play them while you're on the bus or walking to school or walking to the bus stop or going, I don't know, for a jog or something. But that's an easy way. Just record yourself saying them and play them back to you. You can do it at night time while you're in bed. That's the best time to learn because that sticks in your mind. Okay, there are 2 prompts here, and these 2 are very similar. The only phrasing is changed is the word sacrifice and courage. So you can pick one of those and write a practice essay on. In Miss Trotman's class, we looked at sacrifices and we wrote a bit of a plan for that, and students needed to complete that for homework. You, on the day, will need to pick one of the questions. I would suggest you underline the key words, what's important, what do you need to focus on. Then I'd think about what synonyms you can use for those words because you don't want to be saying sacrifices 20 times in your essay. There are plenty of other synonyms you can use, and I would suggest you go to your dictionary and start using them. So sacrifice. We are thinking about giving up, abandon, surrender, forego, renounce, renunciation, forfeit, loss, relinquish. All of those are good words in that one there. Okay, so use your thesaurus, that's what it's for. Okay, this should take you about 60 minutes, maybe a bit less, because this one is not as difficult as the second task, so this is a bit easier. But 60 minutes. If at 60 minutes you are not even close to finish, finishing, stop and move on to the next one. If you are close to finishing, then quickly wrap it up and move on to the next task. All right, during your reading time, you should have read this and decided which prompts you're going to do, or which prompt, sorry, singular. You can choose which one you like. This first one is about survival comes at a great cost, and I think that kind of cost, personal sacrifice, etc. will be one of the themes we have on the final exam. And this one down here says both Lung and Christopher see themselves as victims of other people's corruption and abuse. And for this one, I'd be thinking about what makes people corrupt and abusive in these societies, and you'd be thinking about, for Chris, it's materialism and the abuse of his parents and their lying. For Lung's family, it's the corruption and idealism of the Khmer Rouge, who are trying to kind of create this equal communist society. So you need to contrast those two. And I know it doesn't say compare and contrast, but that is what both and discuss is asking you to do, to compare and contrast. So then on the back here, we've just got a brief overview of the criteria. You might like to have a closer look at that now. You can pause it, or you can have a read during your reading time, but I would suggest you are using your reading time to think about how you're going to unpack these prompts and how you're going to respond to them. You may choose to start on a piece of blank paper and just make that your planning page, and that's perfectly fine. Maximum of 5 minutes, I would suggest, though, on a plan, and then start writing. All right, Year 10s, if you have any questions about this, I would suggest that you speak to your English teacher, obviously before Friday, and I would suggest that you're writing detailed plans and possibly a potential essay for either the help or First They Killed My Father, ideally both, but we are all under time constraints, so see how you go. But a detailed plan for both is a must in terms of one of these two, and I would probably do that one, and depending which class you were in during this unit. So if you worked with me in the extension, you might do this one. Other students might like to do this one, but it's up to you. I saw some people attempt this question on the SAC. So you decide and write a detailed plan for both. All right, I'm going to leave this one here. Good luck. Let me know if you have any questions. Bye.